Hello, I am here with my good friend and neighbor, Liz.
Hi.
And we realized earlier this year when the wildfires were happening that they do not have a wonderful emergency prep setup in their home. And with September being Emergency Preparedness Awareness Month, I thought this would be the great time to invite myself over and force them to put together a go bag. So that's what we're doing. The first rule of doing a task that nobody wants to do is to make it fun. So we made Aperol spritzes, and now the very first step is going to be finding a bag or a plastic bin, whatever you want to store everything in. And then we have our emergency preparedness free download, which is on the website. So we're gonna run through that checklist and just see what they already have in their house. That's the easiest. Like, is there something in your pantry that you just haven't cooked, or an extra can of tuna or protein? We're gonna grab that. Can we go through your existing medicine cabinet and just grab a few things? Like, you don't need a Costco size bottle of ibuprofen. You could just get 10 of them out of your existing thing, and we'll package them smaller. While Liz pulls up the free download, which has the whole checklist, I was just explaining to her, and then I realized I should explain it to everyone. We always want to start with food and water. So we're going to go through her pantry. For food, you want things that are a small package. You don't want to be toting around like huge full-size things, but that's going to have a high calorie content. So we're looking for like any tinned fish, maybe peanut butter, or if there's something that's a whole meal in a can, like a can of chili would be great. That's also high in protein and calories. Or even like a cup of noodles, something like this. That's what we're looking for.
Never go.
So we're going to raid her pantry and just pull out some things that she feels like she's not actually going to cook, but that you would definitely appreciate in an emergency. And then we're not going to forget these guys. That's Sally, that's Fred, and they're going to need some food and treats too. Okay, Liz is going to show you. These are hydration packets. That's also such a great thing to add in because you'll get extra nutrients, extra hydration. She's also an ultra marathon runner, so I'm sure she has those like gel packs of food. That's such an ideal thing to keep in a go bag. Okay, we used this opportunity also to declutter some things that expired. We have our hydration, and then we got some beans, we got some soups ready to go, and a can of salmon. So there's only 2 of them. That feels like a really good start. We could supplement by, next time she's at the grocery store, get an extra can of tuna or something like that. But also, her husband is diabetic, so I'm wondering if we should bring sugar. Okay, now we have added an emergency sugar supply, and it's great because they're small and it's also more calories. Okay, we have gotten the sort of bare bones fundamentals down. Now we're getting into the fun stuff and some of the more overlooked things. So we are going to get an outfit together for each one of them, ideally something with long sleeves, long pants. You don't want to be exposed to sun or to smoke or any sort of like toxins that are around you. A pair of socks and a pair of sneakers or some sort of a closed-toed shoe. I recommend just choosing something that you're like, I was going to donate this whole outfit. We don't need to be cute. Or go the opposite direction. Make it the cutest outfit you have and let that be what you get to wear, and I hope you never need to use it. Okay, we have extra sneakers for each of them. We have an outfit for Liz, including socks, running pants, all the things, an outfit for Matt. We have tampons, and in our process to find cool things, we found these car emergency tools, which has a blade to cut a seatbelt. It's hard enough to shatter the glass, and when you pull off this lid, it makes the most horrendously loud noise. So that we're actually gonna put in their cars. Okay, we found another dog. And we decided on doing just a full unopened slender bag of dog treats as their emergency food. Hi, cuties. We pulled out the small emergency bin that we had already started for Liz. We have a fire blanket, which is awesome. We found more dehydrated full meals, so I feel really good about their food supply. This is a weapon, which sounds weird, but everybody needs to have some sort of kind of defense thing, and you just never know how it'll come in handy, but I think it's hilarious that it's a pool ball in like a crocheted strap. And then these are amazing. Any kind of a like pre-done go bag is so easy to have, and I like starting with something like this and then just adding to it. So inside this little backpack, you have tissue. This is more kind of dehydrated food supplies and a box of water. We have some rain ponchos, some masks, some glow sticks, which is great, a whistle, a small first aid kit. So this is a really good first start with like some bandages and gauze, but we can certainly beef this up a bit. And then some survival blankets, which are so crucial because they are tiny, and also you can use them as a tarp, you can put them on the ground, but they really help you stay warm. So now that we have this, we're just gonna keep adding. We found a phone charger, this cool flashlight that also has a whistle and a compass, and some tiny hair ties, and we didn't even have to buy anything yet. Some other things to add to that bin, I would say a multi-tool is super functional. They're very small, folds up like a little bit bigger than a Swiss Army knife, but they'll have a screwdriver, scissors, a knife, kind of a lot of those things that just might come in handy. A roll of duct tape I would suggest, because that's amazing. Obviously a flashlight is super helpful. You can go through the full list, but we really just want to make sure that the basics are here. So food, medication, water, things for the pets, and an outfit, something to stay warm. So we have those emergency blankets. Some flares would also be a really good addition. And then some more basics, we need like matches or lighters and a phone charger. And I don't think either one of them wears glasses or contacts, but if they do, we're gonna make sure that there's an extra pair of contacts. Ideally an extra pair of glasses so that your eyes don't get really dried out if you're wearing contacts in a smoky situation. One of the things to take note of is if you're going to put canned foods in, super easy if you get a pop top. Otherwise, make sure you add a can opener to your go bag. We raided her linen closet. We found more Band-Aids of all sizes, so I'm gonna add those. Some additional alcohol prep pads, a big roll of gauze, some antibiotic ointment, and then this was just an extra hand towel that she doesn't use, and I thought it would come in handy. So far we have pretty much everything except for toothbrushes and toothpaste and a multi-tool. And we didn't even have to buy a single thing. We sourced everything from her house. We already have these bags, so we're gonna see what works best. We've really packed this bin, and we are good to go with sort of the basics for an emergency. I hope this video inspired you to get a few things together so that you feel more prepared in case something does happen. I can tell you firsthand, we've evacuated multiple times from potential fire threats, and it really does make a big difference in our overall state of mind, knowing that we can just leave our house in under a minute and have the essentials with us. And hopefully you also can see most of us have like a good amount of stuff in our homes already that we could just put together in one designated spot. And that's really the key, just gathering all the items while you have the time to do it and being prepared in that way, and then putting it in one very easy spot. Make sure to download the whole comprehensive guide so that you can see all the details in there. There's a lot more tips too. And then because Liz's kit is almost complete but not entirely, as we were packing things, we made a separate note of some items that were missing. So she still needs to get either a digital copy or a photocopy of her important paperwork, like anything relating to the house and insurance, passports, or medical records, anything that they might need. And then there's a few things that she can add as they appear, or, you know, however she can buy them, or maybe something will be found or donated or what have you. Like a water bottle, a reusable water bottle, just to have. A life straw, I think, is always really cool, in case you're in a place where there isn't clean drinking water. I always have a pack of playing cards, just something to keep the kids occupied. And they need to get a little refrigerated bag for diabetes meds. That's it. Hopefully this is helpful. Leave us some comments or reach out if you have questions.